Alright, so I'm back with part 2 for my knit sampler hat. So in the first part we did the seed stitch chevron, and now we're going to be doing a diamond brocade pattern for the next part. So I went ahead yesterday and I knit the entirety of what I have written so far in this white, off-white yarn, just so I could have a second sample to show you and so I could test out the diamond brocade before I did it on our other hat. And I think it worked fairly well. So if you look, you can see the chevrons a bit better and you can see the diamonds. So this yarn is Man Eater by EchoView Fiber Mill. So it's a white-ish wool base, and then they have upcycled bits of silk neckties in it. It is one of my favorite yarns, so I just wanted to bring it out to you because I just love the fact that it has the silk neckties in it and that it's called Man Eater. Like, the visual I get from that is like an executive's tie getting stuck in a paper shredder, and I just love it. All right, I actually have another skein of it too. So I should have enough just from the one skein to finish this hat, but I'm not going to give yardage estimates until I'm done, just so I can weigh the hats at the end and see how much yarn I actually used. So diamond brocade. This one is an 8-row repeat, but it is still a multiple of 8, so it worked with the same math I used for the chevrons. So 8 rows. It is a little bit hard to remember where you are in the pattern. I had a separate piece of paper next to me while I was doing this one, and I was just writing down where I was. But some of the rows do repeat because, you know, it's kind of like a back and forth type of deal. So row 1 is knit 4, purl 1, knit 3. So after you get past that first purl 1, it's like purl 1, knit 7, purl 1, knit 7, basically. It's very comfortable to do. Row 2 is knit 3, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 3. So after you get past that first knit 3, it's more like purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 5. So that's what my brain ended up doing. Number 3 is knit 2, purl 1, knit 3, purl 1, knit 1. That one ended up, after that first knit 2, being purl 1, knit 3, purl 1, knit 3 again. Row 4 is knit 1, purl 1, knit 5, purl 1. So very similar to row 2, just offset a little bit so that the purls line up differently. Number 5 is purl 1, knit 7. So again, very similar to row 1, but offset just a little bit. Row 6 is knit 1, purl 1, knit 5, purl 1, or the same as row 4. Row 7 is knit 2, purl 1, knit 3, purl 1, knit 1, or the same as row 3. And then row 8 is knit 3, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 2, so the same as row 2. So from row 5, the rows on either side of row 5 are like the reverse of each other, but they are the same numbers. So there is a rhythm to it. It's not particularly difficult once you get into the rhythm. So I was actually knitting this while watching anime with subtitles. So I had to be reading stuff on screen while doing this, so it wasn't that difficult. So I'm going to go into time lapse, do the pattern on that hat, and then we will chat about it at the end and talk about what we're going to do for part 3 and finishing the hat. Apologize ahead of time if you hear a lot of banging. The neighbors upstairs are being very loud today and I can't really work around it. So I finished the diamond brocade on this hat. I still have 2 rows of pearls to do, but I did want to just finish this video up so you can see the lines in there. This is probably my favorite pattern I've ever knit. I love the diamond brocade. It makes me very happy. So I am going to have in my written version of the pattern on my blog 2 different versions of this hat. So this is the slouch version that I'm knitting, and I am going to have just a variation on the numbers so that you can have a less slouchy hat, just if that's more your thing. Now when you're doing the diamond brocade, if you ever decide to use it for something other than this hat, I recommend that when you're looking at the repeat, if you're ending your piece, do not end on row 8. The way the pattern works, you're making 2 sets of diamond for each repeat. So this right here is row 5, and then this right here is back to row 1. So row 5 and row 1 both create points to diamonds. So you're going to want to end on either a row 5 or a row 1 to get the most clean result. Personally, I ended on a row 1, so there's the top of the diamond there, but ending on a row 5 would look good as well. So I am going to do those last 2 rows of pearls, and then we will be back in, there's the banging again, and we'll be back in our next video for finishing up the 2 hats. We're going to be doing a decreasing rib and transferring the hat over to double pointed needles to finish it off. It should be relatively simple, but I do have to work out the math, so I'm going to do it on the white sample hat first, just to make sure I know what I'm doing. So yeah, we will be back with that in my next video, and I hope to see you again soon.